Hey everyone, and welcome to my Alaskan Q&A video. Thank you to everybody who asked questions over on Instagram and on my YouTube community post. I wanted to make this video because I kind of wanted to take a little bit of a break from making vlogs, as there's nothing really much happening here. The seasons are starting to change now, and I'm really excited to start sharing some more fall and cold weather stuff, but I just thought I'd take a little bit of a break off this week and answer some of your questions because, boy, you guys had a lot of questions this time. This is the most amount of questions I've got in for a Q&A, so I chose 10 questions that I thought were relevant and I'm going to answer them. So the first question pertains to these vehicles, or let's more specifically that gal, Maribel. A couple people wanted to know, is this the end of van life? And yes, it is the end of van life for me. Yeah. Do you want to take your van out, Mom?
I don't know.
Yeah.
It's kind of TBD.
Yeah.
You know? Because I think the traveling that I want to do now is more like abroad.
Yeah, me too. Yeah. So yeah, definitely. I mean, van life has been over for me for several months now. I'm definitely going to be rigging out my Jeep and doing some travel in my Jeep in Canada and up north, further up north, probably next year sometime. We're really just focused at the moment on staying here and really experiencing the weather and getting like acclimated to this area and having a break from travel because we've been traveling for so long. I think van life is over for my mom. For me, travel's just gonna look different. I'm not gonna be traveling by van more. I'm going to be traveling by Jeep. There's also a lot of things that I really want to do abroad that I've been wanting to do for a really long time, which I'll talk about later. So yeah, come along with us. So the next question I got was, are there any good books that you have been reading for house building? And yes, normally I do a lot of my research on the internet and on YouTube, but there's a really good library here, and so I've been checking out books just to like have some supplemental reading for building. And that first book that I've been reading through is House Building. I'm on the part about foundations right now. And this one has been really good. I like this book a lot, and this book has been checked out by a lot of people here in town, so I feel like it's a good book. Yeah, so I've been reading this one a lot. So I've also been reading this book by Pete Nelson, the guy who is on Animal Planet that does the Treehouse Masters show. And this book has been really helpful for understanding how tree houses, like the foundation of tree houses, work. He doesn't go into the house building part, but he talks a lot about how to create decking in the foundation for it, using these things called tabs, which are treehouse attachment bolts. It's really interesting. Like, he just lays out the whole thing, and so now I know how to freaking build a treehouse platform. So that has been really helpful. I really need to find some books on like plan design, like how to correctly design plans, because that is kind of the next step in this process. The next question is, what has been the biggest change for you as a nomad to being in one place? I'd say maybe the biggest change is just learning how to be still after so many years of just moving so quickly all the time and like trying to balance work and living life at the same time. Definitely had me on some like high pressure, like high stress, like lifestyle bullcrap, hustle game bullcrap. And now I'm really just learning how to be okay with staying still in one place and just enjoying my time when I'm not working. And that's been really weird because since I was younger, I've always been in school or learning something. And yeah, that's definitely been the strangest part. The next question is, what are you looking forward to the most this coming winter? And a lot of people are probably going to be like, you're not going to like this after like a month of it, but I really just cannot wait for the snow. I'm super excited for things to just be like all just like winter wonderlandy, and like there's snow on the trees and like there's snow on the road, and yeah, just everything's just like white. It's going to be so beautiful, and I just really can't wait to try some sports out like skiing, and I really want to try ice skating this year. There's a river, there's a creek here that runs like 10 miles that you can skate on. Like a lot of locals do that every year. I'm really excited for that. I'm also excited to see the Northern Lights. That's going to be really cool, and I'm really excited to experience the like darkness. I know this will probably be something that we get tired of after a while. It'll be really interesting to experience sunset at like 3 in the afternoon and experience sunrise at like 10 in the morning. It's gonna be really interesting. I'm sure we'll get tired of it, but I'm also just really excited about it at this point in time. Fires. Does someone live up there? Quite possibly.
It's moving like smoke, but...
Look, Whoopi! Go get it! The next question is, have I traveled out of the US? And yes, I have. I've been to Canada, I've been to France, I've been Paris, France, I've been to Brussels, Belgium, I've been to Gothenburg, Sweden, I've been to London, England, Stansted, England, I've been to, where else have I been? Oh, and Amsterdam in the Netherlands. Oh, and Iceland. I did a 10-day camping trip with my mom in Iceland back when I was in college. Pretty wild adventure, actually. It's a bit windy out here. But the next question is, do I plan on traveling or living anywhere else? I don't really plan on living anywhere else, but I do plan on traveling more in Canada. I really want to go to the Philippines because that's where my dad's side of the family is from. I really want to go to Japan and Thailand and Indonesia, do the whole Southeast Asia thing. I also really want to go to India one day when things are better there because of COVID. I also really hope to one day get a sailboat out here and hopefully sail it down through the Panama Canal and circumnavigate the world. So, I mean, I really want to go everywhere and anywhere. I just think new cultures and meeting new people and eating new foods and seeing new natural things is really just exciting. You're a puddle sipper! And Lady's like, I look like... Do I look witchy to you? Put simply, food is very expensive here, minus the produce. The produce is pretty cheap, it's not too bad, but everything else is pricey. So I've had quite a few people asking me if there are other POCs on this island, if we've met any of them, including any Alaskan Native. The native people of this area are called the Tlingit. And yes, we have met 2 Tlingit people, one of which we chartered a sport fishing like half day with him, and we asked some questions about like fishing in the region and all of that. It was really interesting to hear about how he grew up versus how I grew up, and how much more community he had growing up versus me growing up. I had community, but just not in the same way. And we met another person. We met another Tlingit guy on the ferry on the way up here, and he was gone for the summer, and now he's back, and we plan on like meeting his wife soon, and we're gonna all hang out and do stuff together probably. I feel that being a really good friendship. He feels like a really warm person to us. But anyways, other than that, like a lot of people come onto this island in the summer and then leave in the winter. So I feel like this summer there was quite a few people of color on this island. We didn't get to meet a lot of other people of color because we were so busy this summer. But yeah, it's like definitely, I'm not going to sugarcoat it, it's definitely like the majority of people up here are white, but there is a good amount for like the amount of people, specifically on this island, that there are of people of color. It just feels different than the lower 48 to me. I feel like people are a lot more open-minded here, and they're used to like having like native people around and many different people, like tourists and people coming in and out. Feels pretty accepting here so far. I mean, we've only been here for like 3-ish months now, so I can report back on that, but I feel pretty comfortable here. But yeah, it is a majority white up here. The next question I got was, are there mosquitoes up here, or how are the mosquitoes up here? And whew, boy, now they're not really bad because it's like really rainy and it's colder, but in the summertime it's really humid here, and when it is warm, lots of mosquitoes come out, that's for sure. But the things that are worse than mosquitoes are these bugs called white socks. I don't know what their like official name is, but they're like these little white fluffy bugs that are like kind of big, and when they bite you it hurts so bad, and then your like arm like swells up and gets really itchy. It's worse than a mosquito. And if you're from like down south or somewhere tropical, you probably know about no-see-ums. Yeah, we have those up here too, and those are really bad. They're so small, but they hurt so much. Now, another person asked me about food preservation and that we have berries on our property, and asked if we're gonna preserve them and stuff. And yes, we are. Among so many other things, we are planning on having a giant garden and preserving tons of stuff, including fish, including salmon. So for now, I'm learning how to make things like sauerkraut and pickled onions. I'm starting the process of learning and collecting cans or collecting jars, and yeah, learning how to do it safely and how to make the food just like so delicious. I'm super excited. So for the last question, someone asked, when will you be on the property? Basically, when will you have enough done to be able to live on the property? And as soon as we get this driveway put in, that's as soon as we'll be able to be on the property. I mean, we could go camp up there right now, but it would be pretty miserable and hard to get anything done, like business-wise and like life-wise. So we're just waiting to be able to put in the driveway and a little parking pad, and basically we can just stay up there in our vehicles. I was thinking about getting a little bell tent, or we're thinking of a wall tent still. We were previously talking about that, with a little wood stove in it to keep it nice and dry in there and warm. And yeah, we just live there while we build and do all the little things on the property. So it's really just the driveway holding us back at this point. It's been really just like challenging because we really want to be on the property right now, but the driveway is a necessary part of this whole thing. So once that happens, which hopefully we'll be able to have that put in next spring or sometime early summer, and yeah, we'll be on the property full time, just hanging out, building, doing everything. So it's a process, and you know, especially when you buy something sight unseen, I mean, there are gonna be bumps in the road, and just happens to be our biggest bump in the road. Cheers guys, thanks for watching this video. I hope this answered some of your questions, and I will see you in the next video. Alright, thanks for watching. Bye!